Welcome, my good friends and family, and how's everybody today? Today we're going to, you know what? That Matrix really was a fabulous movie that describes so much 3D and 5D. So if you haven't had a chance, check it out. And I want to just go over that and compare it with the Twin Flames and Everybody's Soul. Like I'm just gonna go on the last one, the resurrection. And if you've watched the sequence, that the series, it's a good thing to watch the series so you could get a better understanding of all of it. So it first starts off where one guy is living in 3D, and they come to him his and they like I keep mentioning, higher selves have a way of reaching us, and so they reached him in 3D and asked him to take the pill, the red pill, so that he could see more of reality of what the 3D life was really about, how it's programmed. And the programming comes from society. Society has programmed us to believe that what we're seeing is more real than the spiritual world. So it went on there, and then going into, and then they ended the series, and then it started off with this resurrection. And so the resurrection is like with us, where we're reborn, reincarnated. Okay, and he was so reincarnated, he was years ahead of his counterpart, divine counterpart, and he was different name, different face, so he didn't even recognize himself. And his team, let's call it his spiritual team, recognized him. He was so immersed in society and the daily living of doing what everybody else does to stay with what we call the Joneses. So he was able to, they were able to extract him, but he did meet his twin flame in 3D, and she was already married with children. Does anybody recognize that? So she just went on, she was like, okay, cool, and she also had a different face, but he recognized her spirit. He recognized his connection with her, and it was so strong, and that's what the twin flame is about. So she went on, and she was more on the 3D level, and he was sitting there and he was wondering, like, going over and over the same things through the day, and he was feeling that something wasn't right. And then, they came and they got him. And when they got him and he gave him the pill, he was reborn. Okay, and he was reborn. And if you saw all the plugs that was in him, that's the chakras. Those are the chakras that had him connected. And the reason why they showed the species, the different type of species, is because that's the different type of soul groups, so that each soul group has their own missions, right? So they were able to heal him, and so, and if you notice that when they do all the flying and all of that in 3D, that's because those are downloads from your higher self, those special gifts that we keep talking about, those spiritual gifts. So they made it to where it's more where you could understand it. So instead of these spiritual gifts where you have the telepathy and the other things. So this is how, and then eventually, it showed how the whole society was against them joining together. Because if they join together, it's going to be too powerful. Their spiritual gifts are going to be phenomenal. So eventually they had to, everybody turned against them because of the programming. And I so totally understand that, because that's what happened to me and my twin when we first had our first big situation at the job. And the whole facility, besides maybe 2 or 3 people, were against us. And it's unbelievable the way how this show shows so much frequency to what twins experience. And then it showed the guy who programmed it all, so he's the one that programmed everybody. He even programmed the other guy that used to multiply himself into somebody that he could control also. And that guy wasn't pleased with it either. So what happened was they ended up being together. And if you notice that when they touched, the power of that touch was magic. And that's how strong the twin flames are. So when we do connect, it's that powerful. It's that literally that powerful. I know that when I connect with my twin, it gives me the extra ability to do more healing. It lights him up. He gets so much energy when he knows that he's getting ready to see me. You see him jumping, literally jumping, and his spirit is too excited when we're around each other. So it was way too much for us at the time, because we didn't understand it, that we had to go into separation. Just like how they had to go into separation, and just like how she was mad at the end, and had to show the guy and you use children, and that's what they do. They use children. So, and as you could see at the end, the twins, bam, they make it. They'll always be together. You gotta watch it if you haven't watched it. And I'm sorry for saying this at the end, but if you haven't watched it, don't listen to this recording, because then I hate when people tell me about a story. But just to let you know, if you have seen it, you could relate. You could relate to this stuff. It's sweet. Well, I'm going to sign out for now. And much love always. Thanks for watching Twin Flame 1111. And I would like to hear from you on how your journey is shaping out. So please, if you can, leave a comment below and let me know where you're tuning in from. That's always great to know. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with others. Also, if you haven't subscribed and would like to hear more on the love of us all and our journey, hit the subscribe button below and the bell. Much love always.